What happened? You learned the basic proportions. You know how to measure the face. You've practiced for hours. You didn't sleep, you didn't eat, you didn't watch movies. It was a hard 2-hour practice.
Oh, my life!
What's wrong?
Everything's wrong!
My choice to be an artist
It's caused me to go into a depression!
You went on Pinterest, you find the perfect picture, you sat and draw it, but still something is missing. And I'm here to tell you what is it. Your face is flat. The pancake face is still here to haunt us one more time. But I have a way to fix this. Today I'm sharing with you exercises for drawing the human head that help me. Disclaimer 1. I'm not an art teacher. I will show you some exercises that help me, that I've tested, but don't listen to me only. And disclaimer 2. I'm artist more orientated toward character design. So some of the tips are pushing more towards exaggeration and simplifying stuff, so maybe they won't be so useful for realistic portraits. Well, 50-50. Well, so the first thing I was doing in the beginning when I wanted to draw people was to open Pinterest and search for reference photos. But I wasn't getting the important info from the photos, rather just looking at some cool faces. What info I had to look for were the planes of the head. I did some Michael Hampton studies, like the one I've showed you in my face tutorial video, and then instead of photos of people, I decided to search for sculpted heads, showing just the planes of the head. The most helpful and accurate is the Asaro Head. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. You can find it on Pinterest as a photo from different angles or as a 3D model on sites like Sketchfab. I will link it in the description. The Asaro Head is universal head, which works for both female and male faces. The left side is a simplified version of a younger or full face with less details. The right side is more complex and represents a thin or old face where details are more visible. I did a lot of studies of different views of the Asaro Head. It was really helpful to memorize how the shapes of the different features interact with each other and where is their orientation. Then, when I had visual memory of what is where and how it is in the 3D space, I was more brave to add details and to start drawing actual faces. Basically what I'm saying is, draw this head a lot of times and you will soon have more knowledge how to fix the flat face syndrome in your art. Drawing this sculpture teaches your eye to look at the human face in a new way and to deconstruct the photo reference. And speaking of a photo reference, here is a side note. Seeing and deconstructing the photo is like having a blueprint before you jump on the actual project. Observing the human face is good for every artist, even when you're not drawing. Look for some of the planes you've learned about and mark them on a new layer. Try to find patterns and repeating shapes which are easy to memorize, like the fact that the upper part of the eye socket and the nose base and the upper lip are following similar direction. Ethan Becker has awesome video on a technique on the same topic, so go check it out. So yeah, once you've learned the basics, go to the photo again and deconstruct it to find patterns and shapes which work for you and will help you learn and memorize faster. Now, about the shapes. I've shown you what shapes I use to create faces, a sphere and a flat part below, something like a mask, but many people use other techniques and I've tried them as well, cause you know, you have to try a lot of stuff to find what works for you. One technique is using boxes. I called it head in a box. Boxes are similar to human head, 3D object with 4 main planes. The box is not a representation of the whole face, but the upper part, so we need to draw the other half as well. Some people use this method because it's helpful when you try to draw the head from more challenging angles. You can also add sphere inside the box and using the box just as a main guide for the position of the head. It's good to try the exercise with different angles and to see how it works for you. I don't use this technique often, but now when I was drawing the last head, it felt way easier with the box drawn first. More in depth of this exercise you can see in the video of Kuzumari. I will link it below. And the other technique is to draw the face as a mask or a paper sheet. I saw this from a Cynic's design video. This is another technique which works very well for the difficult angles. Basically, you draw a sheet of paper in different views and then try to add the features of the face, starting just from simple lines and then building up. Once you have the lines, it gets really easy to spot the face, and with practice, you can memorize and use different positions when you are creating a character to make your art even more versatile. And no matter what technique you are going to use, try to draw the face from different angles, because it not only teaches you how to construct the face from every angle, it also makes your art interesting to look at. So it's good to do studies from people that, know what they're doing.
People tell me to get a life. Perfect. Every time. It is so much fun to flash this around.
One of the sure ways is to draw faces from animated movies. A fellow artist told me about this Lilo and Stitch exercise that they give to students at CalArts. Should I say allegedly, because we've both never been there? Well, allegedly. But my point is, it's legit, because it doesn't come from me only. So the thing is to open site for Screencaps. I use animation Screencaps and I will link it. Open the scenes where you can really clearly see the characters' expressions and start drawing them. Important part of this exercise is to set time for each drawing. I don't think I did face for more than 10 minutes. Just don't focus on the body or the shadows if the time is up. Go to the next scene and the next head. You don't have to be a printing machine and end up with the exact same face. More important is to pay attention how the different expressions change the face structure. For example, here Lilo's cheek muscles are moving from down to up depending on her expression. While she is smiling, her nose to mouth ratio is smaller than when she is worried, and her brows are way apart from her eyes when she is laughing. Drawing a lot of these heads will make you memorize rules like that and will help you when you want not just to draw the face correctly, but to simplify it and add emotion and feeling to it. To sum up, time yourself, because this is an exercise for repetition, and I've noticed, at least for me, the pressure of the clock helps you stay on track. Draw a lot of these. I try to do as many as I can, and the original exercise, allegedly, is with something like 300 faces in a month. The quantity is benefit here, of course, if you think while you're drawing. And also, don't focus on the body or details if your time is up. And guys, Lilo and Stitch is an option. You can always pick your favorite animation to make the exercise even more fun, because drawing 300 faces is a lot of fun. You're ready. You know everything about the human face, and you can flex on your friends, and you decide to draw them, and your family, and relatives, all of them. You sit to draw them, and they all look the same. Oh shit. You're drawing the same face over and over again. This is a problem that I've never faced. No, never. Not a chance. What is this? The same face? Who is that?
I said no.
So, in my previous video about drawing the human head, I've shown you how you can use different shape language to make your faces more versatile. But there is one other exercise that I really like. It's drawing the face in weird shape. Yes. How else should I call this? So, take a gigantic brush. This one is called Max U Super Clean from the Max pack, but you don't need a special brush. Take whatever big brush you want and go crazy with some really abstract shapes. Well, the easy part is over. Now try to add some faces in these shapes and feel the eternal pain and struggle. No, I'm joking. This is very fun to try. It both trains your creativity and also changes the way you draw stuff. What do I mean by changes? Well, some of the faces I did here, I wouldn't draw in other circumstances like that, but here the shape pushes me to experiment and think for more ways to draw the eyes, the nose, the lips than just the usual style I use. And yeah, you can see I experimented with styles and with people. Gary Oldman will be disgusted with my experiment of drawing him as Dracula here. This looks more like an excited grandma with cinnamon rolls for hair. Hi, I'm totally Gary Oldman. Please subscribe to this channel, it's amazing, what are you waiting for? Try this exercise when you feel confident enough in the basics and you know more of how to construct the face in different views and angles. Or try it right now. Well, it's 2020, I'm not even Gary Oldman, so go ahead, don't listen to me and draw whatever you want. Well, you're ready. You know everything. Send me a card when you work in Pixar. No, send me a check. Yeah, send me a check. I will leave you with speed paint of Queen's Gambit. Join me next time when we will draw the human eye and discuss the 78 reasons why it can go wrong. Until next time, thank you for watching.